This land was made for you and me. I've been singing this song myself for a long time. I remember when I learned it. I remember I didn't mean to stop, but I was in the 5th grade when I discovered civil disobedience. I was ahead of my time. It suddenly occurred to me that homework was wrong. Just plain wrong. It's immoral. Regular people went to work every day. They weren't expected to keep working when they got home. Why would it be different for kids? I just quit doing it. My mother appreciated the philosophy, but not the application. She took me out of the regular school, and she put me into a progressive school the next day so I could progress. I walked into the new school. All the kids were standing up that morning singing my father's song, "This land is your land." I was the only one there that didn't know the words. Nobody told me that stuff was famous outside our house. When you're a kid, you don't think of that stuff. I ran home crying at the end of the day, and I told my father what happened. He made me bring in this little 3/4 size Gibson guitar, which I still have. I got it on my 5th birthday. And he showed me the chords, and I learned to play it. And then he taught me the words. I learned them. And then he taught me some verses that wasn't in the school book version. So when I went back the next day, I went back armed. Been singing the song ever since, Been singing it all over the world. Up in Canada, they got different words up there. It's easy enough, though. It's from Bonavista to Vancouver to the Arctic to the Great Lakes. That makes sense. But then I'm over in Scandinavia, freaking Norway. They said, "Think this land is your land." I'm thinking, I don't know Norwegian. How am I going to get out of this? I'm going to have to sing California, New York. And then I started thinking about it. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe who cares? Give me another whatever they drink over there, and we'll get through it. So I couldn't even pronounce it. Anyway, so I'm singing the song, but it's still a little uncomfortable until I remembered the time my mom had told me she'd gone over to China. She was in the middle of China, and she come back, and she said, "Arlo, I was in the middle of China." And they brought out a bunch of school kids, and they started singing us some songs, and they started singing, "This land is your land." I said, "Stop the song! My husband wrote that song." She must have drove them crazy. She was driving me crazy about it. It was weeks after she got back. She had not slowed down one little bit about it. And I just looked at her, I said, "Mom, what are they singing it for over there?" California to the New York Island. She said, "Oh, Arlo." She walked away. I was left standing there feeling like my usual self. I know she's right, I just didn't get it, And then it come to me, I could see it. Just because it said California to the New York Island didn't mean it had to go the short way. I could see it going around back. Maybe up over the top or something like that. And then the whole freaking world could be singing that song. Except America. I remember when I had that thought for the first time. I realized I didn't know any more after thinking than before I'd begun. But I never let it stop me. It's not like I'm running for president where it might count, I've just been singing the song. I'm thinking about all the people around the world out there in the streets, wherever they are out in the Middle East, taking their lives in their hand these days. Some of the people out on the streets here, and I love when people are out there saying what's on their mind. I don't even have to agree with them half the time. That's not the point. The point is that it's great to come from a place where you can still get out there shouting up and down, marching here and there, and say what it is, I actually heard, what's his name? Hank Jr. got in some trouble some months back. He said something in public, whatever it was. It wasn't even that bad, I read it. But he lost that job on Monday Night Football saying that stuff. Just because of what he was saying. And I thought, man, that's not good. This is bad. So I wrote him a little letter. I said, "Hey, we probably don't agree on anything. But when people start getting to be afraid to say what's on their mind, because they might lose their job or get in trouble or something like that, is wrong. I said, you know what? It's better to say the wrong thing or the stupid thing than to feel like you ought not to say anything. And that's when it starts getting dangerous, when people are afraid to say anything, And so I haven't heard back from them, but I wasn't expecting to. And that's how I feel about it. So was singing the last verse my father ever sang me out there in the backyard a long time ago. I'm thinking about all those people around the world, wherever they are, standing up, saying what it is that's on their mind. This is for them, and I'll leave it with you. No amount of living can never stop me, as I go walking my freedom highway. Nobody living can make me turn back. This land is made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is mine.